What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. This is Rainbow's Reborn Nursery, and we're joined with our special guest, Baby Sinclair. He's going to be here with us today while we do Karla from over at Karla's Bunny Trails Halloween tag. So it's going to be 10 questions we're going to be answering. I got a new microphone on. This is my husband's, so I stole it so I could use it. I borrowed it. Anyway, so hopefully y'all can hear me better, and hopefully it picks up well, and you won't have to listen to the fan on my PC in the background. I'm steady trying to figure this out, y'all, but I'm balling on a budget, okay? We're trying to make it work. We're getting there, all right? This called growth, slow and steady. It's slow and steady wins the race. It's like in the, the tortoise and the hare. Anyways, how y'all doing today? How is the world treating you? How are you treating the world? Have you done something kind for yourself? Have you done something kind for someone else? If so, run on down there into the comments. Will you sit up? Run on down there into the comment section and let me know all about it. Y'all know that I love hearing from y'all. And while you're down there, don't forget to like this video. Share it with your dolly friends so they can come over and join in on the shenanigans here at Rainbow's Reborn Nursery. And if you hadn't already, well, what the heck are you doing? Subscribe. Subscribe. Hey! And dang that notification bell so it can annoy the piss out of you every time I make a new video. Okay? Alrighty then. Alright, I told you what to do. Get her done. Alright. So anyway, Baby Sinclair wanted to join us because he wanted to put on his Halloween costume. Now, he's come up with a real creative costume idea because I told him, son, I can't go shopping for you and buy you no outfit. Like I said earlier, I'm balling on a budget. So we're going to have to get creative. And I started asking him what he wanted to be for Halloween. And you know what? He decided to tell me. So I have his outfit here. We're going to dress him and I'm going to answer these questions. So without further schmadoo, let's get into it, shall we? First of all, though, thank you, Karla, for inviting us to participate in this tag. We sure do appreciate it. You might be peeping somebody else back here. Okay, I'm going to show her to y'all. Calm down. Just give me a minute, all right? I'm going to show her to you. Yeah, she's real excited to be on here, too. Say hey to all you aunties and uncles out there in Reborn YouTube land, Dolly YouTube land, out here in BoobTube land, okay? All right, so Karla's questions for this Halloween tag start as follows. Numero uno, number one, okay? What's your favorite Halloween candy? Karla, I'm you got me stumped on a lot of these. I'll do some explaining, but you got me stumped on a lot of these. I love sugar, okay? I love... Y'all, Kimmy's back here trying to attack me, and I'm trying to make a video, and she's back here trying to get piggyback rides. She's been trying to get piggyback rides all day. Look at her. Rowdy little chunky munkin. Let's get her up. I guess she wants to say hey to all her aunties and uncles too while she's jumping down here on my back while I'm trying to make a video. She's got herself on a cute little sweater dress. Say hey, Kimmy, this video ain't about you. We just did a video on you. Remember? We did a video on you. Got a brand new body, and you wanted to show everybody, so we showed everybody. But this video ain't about you, girl. Okay? So hold your head up straight. This video is about Baby Sinclair and our Halloween tag. So I'm gonna need you to, here, I'll bring you a chair and you can sit up here where everybody can see you. Will that make you feel better? She's over here just wanting to be in the video, y'all. There, if you sit up here in this chair for me and get your little feet up there, girl. Get your little booty in the chair. I'll let you sit right there and you can sit with me while we do the video. How about that? You want your dolly? There you go. Now she's sitting over here with her dolly. I know y'all can't see her. She's off camera, but don't tell her that. Because if y'all tell her that, then she'll want to get in my lap again. She'll be jumping on my back. Now you got Shy over here sitting by herself. Girl. Anyway, Baby Sinclair wanted to come on here and he wanted to put his outfit on. That's not what we was talking about, was it? I already did the first question. What's your favorite Halloween candy? Well, I'm going to go ahead and say I love sugar. I love chocolate. I love dark chocolate, okay? So that's really hard for me. But I really love Almond Joys. That's them little chocolate bars that got the almonds and the coconut in there. I really like those. I really love Twix, okay? That's really good candy. I do like candy corn. Karla said that she really likes candy corn right now. That's one of her things, that she really likes candy corn. I like candy corn too. But my favorite's gonna be Twix, probably, y'all. I love me some Twix right now. That's my thing. I don't remember. When I was little, it was probably something like, I never did like Skittles. I love peanut M&Ms only. I do not like regular M&Ms. I love Reese's Pieces. But I don't really remember much about when I was little. I don't have a lot of childhood memories. My brain kind of like wiped that from the slate. So, let's go on to the second one. We'll answer this one and then we'll start getting Baby Sinclair in his outfit, alright? Number 2, favorite spooky, scary movie. Favorite spooky, scary, all of them. All of them. I love scary movies, y'all. I love scary movies. I love scary movies. I love scary movies. So, Amityville Horror. But you know what? I found out that Ed and Lorraine Warren, that is the paranormal investigators that was supposed to have helped in the Amityville house. I found out they was frauds. They was fakes. And I found out some other information about Ed Warren, made me want to turn my head, okay? But y'all ought to look up some videos on that. Come to find out, they helped investigate the Conjuring house too. They made up a lot of that stuff so they could make money off of it. Well, get back up here, son. He's just all over the place. That's typical for him though, ain't it? But anyway, yeah, they were frauds. And they lied about a lot of the details. Y'all, I can't get this boy over. He won't be still. Look at him all over the place. Anyway, I modified these breeches for him so he could wear them. He has to have special modifications for his breeches. He's hard to dress, y'all. He's a chunky little boy, and his diaper takes up a lot of room in his breeches. So we're going to get him in his little breeches here. But anyway, yeah, Ed and Lorraine Warren is full of it. They're scam artists, and they just did it to make money, and they actually lied about a lot of the stuff that happened in those supposed haunted locations. So even the crimes that took place in the Amityville horror house was true, but even Ronnie James DeFeo, who was arrested for the unaliving of his family, said that they had tried to make a deal with him to lie about that stuff so that they could make money off books and movies and stuff. So I was like, the more you know, the more you know. But I do love scary movies. I really like Terrifier. I really love Art the Clown. I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Where's my gang at? Where's my Killer Clowns from Outer Space gang? Where y'all at? I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Okay. I love the silly, scary movies. I love clowns, so anything with a clown in it. What else? House of a Thousand Corpses is not necessarily a Halloween movie, but I love Rob Zombie movies, so anything Rob Zombie has made, like House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell, that was 3 movies right in a row. What do you call it? A series or something of movies? A trilogy. Smart, I know things. And I loved his versions of Halloween, and he made another movie called 31 that was real good. Quit grabbing a hold of my cord, boy. This boy is wild. Y'all are probably wondering what his costume is. I'm going to show you, okay? I'm going to show you. Give me some patience. But anyway, I love me some Rob Zombie movies. I love anything Rob Zombie. I love Rob Zombie and his wife, Sherry Moon Zombie. Lord, she is a gorgeous woman. I'm going to tell you that right now. That pretty in anything she wears, anything she dresses up in. Hey, Sherry. Yeah, just... Anyway, she's gorgeous in anything she dresses up in. I love her acting. I love... Especially when she plays Baby in House of a Thousand Corpses. One of my favorite roles for her. Just awesome. So funny. But anyways, okay. So he's got the first part of his outfit on. I'm not going to show it to you yet. You're going to have to be patient and wait just a minute. Let's go on to our next question. Oh, I also love for like non-spooky that are not like real scary or nothing. I really like Halloween Town. The first one, I'm not super fond of the second and the third one. I love Hocus Pocus. The second one I thought was funny too. I mean, it's been a long time, like what, 20 years or something in between them movies. But I really loved Hocus Pocus also. What was the Disney Halloween thing that they did where they had like the skeletons and they were dancing and stuff? And I really liked that one. And of course, all the Halloween cartoon specials, love those. Love them, love them, love them, love them. Number 3 was, what's your earliest costume memory? My earliest costume memory, y'all, I don't have no memories of my childhood, hardly at all, but I do remember, okay, so I'm going to show y'all his costume. Can anybody guess what Baby Sinclair is for Halloween? Can anybody guess what he is? He's wearing a Toy Story shirt, y'all. It's kind of wrinkled up because he's a big old boy. He's thick. He's juicy. He got that badonky donk. And there's his tail coming out the back and his rear end. Look at that. Baby Sinclair. Can anybody guess what he is for Halloween? I'll tell you here in a minute. But I do remember a picture that my grandmother showed everybody all the time of me at pre-K, and I had on a purple Batgirl Halloween costume, and I do remember feeling absolutely fantastic about that costume because I love purple Batgirl. And my grandmother's house, I'm gonna get into that too, but her basement was super scary to me, and I remember twirling around dancing in that purple Batgirl costume as a little girl because I thought, well, I can't be scared while I'm wearing this because I'm a superhero, you know what I mean? So yeah, I went down there in the basement and I was dancing in that. Let's see. Number 4 is, what costume have you always wanted to wear? What costume have I always wanted to wear? All of them. I want to be a drag queen for Halloween one year, like really bad. I love flamboyant, outlandish costumes that have to do with like makeup and like creative, crafty, artsy ones. I think they're so cool. But it don't gotta be Halloween for you to wear a costume, y'all. I don't know why everybody thinks you can only dress up on Halloween. I'm gonna dress up whenever I want to. I found a dress at the thrift store one time. I think I've told y'all this story before, but maybe you're new here and you hadn't heard it, or maybe you don't get sick of hearing old stories because you're like me and you forget everything, and it's your brain can't hold memories, and it's like a bucket with a hole in the bottom of it, you know what I mean? But anyways, I found a big old yellow poofy dress at the thrift store one year, and it looked something like what Belle would have wore from Beauty and the Beast. And so I wore that to Walmart with Harley Davidson boots, fishnet stockings, and Ray-Ban sunglasses that were actually prescription so I could wear them. And I had my mohawk rocking, okay? And I was out here like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but punk style, or goth style, or I don't know. But anyway, it was cool and I loved it. And I love dressing up. I love wearing crazy things. It's your life. It's your day. It's a new day. It's a new dawn for me. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. And if I could invest in some more outfits that's outrageous for myself, y'all would see some stuff. That'll happen eventually at some point, I'm sure, because I love it. I love the dress ups. The next question. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all, I'll list these down in the description box below, and I'll probably put a pinned comment with all the questions. That way, if y'all want to participate, y'all can participate, because this is an open tag, and Karla had invited everybody to participate in it. So let's see. Number 5. What would you rather? I can't even read my own handwriting. Would you rather get spooked or be the one spooking? Okay, so sometimes I like to get spooked a little bit, okay, but not really, because sometimes it makes me mad. But I love to scare people. I love to scare my kids. I love to scare my husband. I love doing that. I think it's so funny. For example, one time I had a big old giant teddy bear. And a big old giant teddy bear, and I cut a hole in the back of him and pulled some stuffing out, and I got in the teddy bear, and I sat down in my laundry room, and I left my back door open, and I started hollering for help, and my husband come running out to see what was going on, and all he seen was the door wide open, and I wasn't nowhere to be found, and he went to turn around, and I just jumped up at him wearing that teddy bear, and he like to had a heart attack. But sometimes I get too silly. I remember one time I was trying to scare this dude my mom was married to for a minute, and he was trying to come in his bedroom, and I had hid at the end of the bed, kind of like behind it, where when you walk in you wouldn't be able to see me, and I tried to jump out and scare him, but I was laughing, so I wound up going boo and like just laughing. I didn't scare him at all. But yeah, so sometimes I get a little too silly to be scary, but I try. I love jumping out at that. That's just so funny to me. I don't know why. It's just great. I'll laugh my butt off. All right, let's see. Number 6. Have you ever had a supernatural experience? Bro, yes. All my life. I'm telling you, I remember that stuff. All my life, I have had supernatural experiences. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. Oh, I'll tell you this later. But, yeah, I've had a lot of supernatural experiences. I mean, a lot of them. I've been able to see ghosts and entities, other beings, since I was little bitty. And I do remember a lot of those instances because some of them were very definitely hair raising. I'll go ahead and tell you one time. Should I tell you the one? No, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so one time, this happened frequently. This was often, very often. My grandmother's house was one of the most haunted houses that you'd ever step foot in. Everybody that stepped foot in that house knew that that house was haunted. It was not just me. It was my grandmother. My family didn't like coming to that house. People who worked on the house didn't like being in that house because it was haunted and you would see things. That house was one of the first houses built in Irondale, Alabama, right behind the Whistle Stop Cafe, and was over 100 years old when I lived in there. And so that house, it was a doctor's office before it was a house, and patients did die in that house. It was very, very, very haunted. And when I say haunted, I mean like intellectual. Is that what it's called? Because you got residual hauntings and you got intellectual hauntings. Is that the word you use? Intelligent hauntings. So intelligent hauntings are where there's actually like a being there that can communicate back and forth with you and wants to express itself. And it was both residually haunted and intellectually haunted. And I think there was some demonic activity that went on in there as well. But the residual hauntings are like when energy is just left over, like a high amount of energy was happening, because we're energy, right? Okay, and so sometimes it can be stored in the walls, in the environment of the home in some type of way or another, and that's what a residual haunting is. So that's just when there's just leftover energy. It's like watching a movie back. It's just basically, it's just playing again as if it were happening, but it's not intelligent. And then there's intelligent hauntings, and that's where they can communicate back and forth with you, and they want themselves to be known. They want you to know they're there, and they'll communicate with you by, all kinds of different means, whether it's tapping, talking, whispering in your ear, moving stuff around. But there's also different, like poltergeists are ones that can move things around. I know a decent amount about some of this stuff because I always wanted to know what the heck was going on, because I've spent my entire life, I've communicated with deceased people. I've read tarot cards for people, communicated with their deceased loved ones, and shared messages with them. I made money doing that. And it was people that I didn't know from Adam's house cat, and I'd be telling them what their great aunt looked like and what she had to say, or what their deceased son's name was. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. And it blew me away just as much as it blew anybody else away, because it's not like I was just like, oh, I'm this cool psychic person, you know what I mean? Like it freaked me out, because I'm just like, I don't know how this is happening, but it's happening. And there really ain't, whatever. I'll share these messages if you want me to, but I always ask permission from people. I don't come up to people and I don't be like, hey, so-and-so, your loved one has passed and would like to give you a message. I don't agree with doing that, because I believe you need consent from somebody else before you start doing that. But anyway, I'm going to tell you about the one time with the lumberjack, because that's my favorite story to tell. Whenever you are around spirits, because they are energy, because they are vibrational frequency, they will raise the hairs on your neck, on your arms, things like that. That's just their energy and their presence coming close to you. What happens is your hair follicles quicken or tighten, and it makes the hair stand up. That's what's happening. So I had come home from school one day, and my grandma was this short little lady. She was about 5'3", 5'4". She was a little shorter than I was, and she got shorter as she got older too. But she'd always wear a big old long nightgown in the house. And so she was sitting in the living room in her nightgown, and you had to walk past the living room to get to my bedroom. So I was in my bedroom, so I was past the living room. And that's important in this story. I had looked at my dresser, so there would be like my doorway over here, my dresser over here. So I'm facing this way at my dresser like this, getting my clothes out. And then out of the corner of my eye, I seen somebody walking past, so I look over, and it's this big old tall entity, person, a ghost, I guess, and it wore a plaid shirt with suspenders and breeches and boots, and my heart stopped in my chest, like literally, like it skipped a beat. Every hair on the back of my neck stood up, and that happened before I seen it with my eyeballs. So every hair on the back of my neck stood up, all the hairs on my arms stood up, my heartbeat skipped a beat, and I like held my breath, and I looked over, and then there it was. And I stood there for a minute confuzzled. I'm just like, what did I just see? Was that surely? My brain's trying to rationalize at that point like what it was that I had just seen. And so I'm trying to tell myself that was my grandmother, but like I said, my grandmother was this itty bitty old lady, and that dude was big. So I walked down the hallway, and I went to the living room where my grandma was sitting, and I was like, Nana, I was like, did you just walk past my bedroom? And she was like, no, I've been sitting in here. And I was like, well, I just seen a ghost. And she believed me because she knew there was ghosts in that house. I mean, nonstop, 24/7. They'd come in your dreams. They'd come in front of your face. They'd come mess with stuff in the house. I had supernatural experiences all the time. Still have them to this day. Okay, so number 7. The best thing you ever received trick-or-treating. I don't remember. I remember one year I made my own clown costume out of a pair of pajama bottoms that had rainbow colored spots on them and my nana's makeup because I didn't have a costume that year. So I used that as my costume, and I went out trick-or-treating by myself because I didn't have nobody to take me, and I wasn't really friends with anybody because I got picked on a lot when I was younger. And I took a pillowcase, and that's really about the only time I remember trick-or-treating as a child. So I don't know what I got. Number 8, what's the most creative costume you've ever seen? Oh, y'all, I've seen a million creative costumes. That's a hard one. I've seen so many freaking costumes that I've just thought were absolutely amazing. There's this one dude I watch, and his name is Silver_Rocks, ROX. You guys got to check him out. He's doing right now 30 days of Halloween costumes, and he like sluts it up and makes it like sexy a bit, you know what I mean? And he puts on like he did let me see if I can think, Winifred Sanderson, but as a dude and with like abs and stuff that he paints on with the stuff. It's so funny, but he's so talented. Like he hand makes everything he does, but it's Silver_Rocks, ROX. Y'all got to find him. He's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I think. So I'll try to link it in the description box so y'all can see some of his outfits. So creative. I've also seen parents. One of my favorite things is parents of children who use wheelchairs or motorized chairs, and they'll turn it into like a train or a spaceship or something, and they make the chair a part of the costume. And I think that's so neat. That's very ingenuitive, very creative. I've also seen people do like hoverboards, and they'll do like a part of the costume so it looks like they're flying or something, but they're really on a hoverboard. I love that. And I always made a lot of my kids' costumes because I was broke. I was dirt poor. So I just used whatever I had in the house. Like one time I used a yoga mat to create a shield and a set of armor for my son, and he was a knight, and I used a yardstick and some aluminum foil and some black paint to create his sword, and he was a knight, made him a helmet. And I used that same yoga mat to create a witch's hat and a black dress, made a black dress for my middle daughter, and she was a little witch. And then I made like a dress. I cut a hole in the dress here, and I stuffed a pillow in it. So it looked like a headless body carrying a head on a platter because she stuck her head out through the middle of the dress, and she was holding a platter with fake arms that I sewed onto the dress. And that was so cute. She looked like a little headless girl holding her head on a platter. She thought that was great, y'all, I'm telling you. But I've made a lot of costumes for my babies. Did a zombie with toilet paper as the skin coming off my kid's face. And yeah, I love doing stuff like that. And I love watching people be creative with it too. Have y'all guessed what Baby Sinclair over here, what his Halloween costume is yet? We've only got 2 questions left, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. He's a human. He's a real boy. Wow. So he wanted to be a human for Halloween, so this is his costume. He is a human. That's why he's wearing human clothes and his little glasses. So say hello to Baby Sinclair, the human, for Halloween. I'm gonna let Baby Sinclair go play with his siblings down yonder over here. He's got some little toy dinosaurs to play with. I'm gonna let him go down here and play, and then I'm gonna pull this other baby over here so she can come and sit with us while we finish up this video. And I'm gonna bring her up real close to y'all so y'all can see too. Look at that glitter in her little hair. She is a unicorn baby, and she is made from the Bean Kit by Bountiful Baby. There's glitter all in her little braided mohawk, or her mane, as you would call it, and she's got herself a little heart-shaped birthmark right there on her head. Glitter just everywhere. She's just beautiful and shiny. She's got this beautiful body that y'all saw in my last video, and it's removable. So you can take this body off if you want her to just be on a regular body, because it's in here on the inside. That's how I was able to not have to modify her limbs. So she does have full limbs. There are zip ties here that are snugged up to keep them down over her hands, so she's got fur. She's got sculpted and rooted hooves down here, and she also has a beautiful tail to match with a flower at the top, and it's all glittery and braided. And this baby's gonna be going home to her mama Beth over at Grandma's Magical Whispers Nursery, and she is super excited to come home. Beth, she's like, I can't wait to see you, Mama. Yeah, she's a Bean Kit by Bountiful Baby, and I created her for her mama Beth over at Grandma's Magical Whispers. So she's gonna hang out with us while we do these last couple of questions here, y'all. It's like the middle of the night. It's like midnight here. But I seen Beth's video, and I wanted to go on ahead and make mine too, so I don't forget. Alright, number 9, have you ever visited a spooky haunted location? Okay, I already told y'all about my Nana's house and how haunted it was. And there was a lot of places in Irondale that was haunted. Like, we had these tunnels that went up underneath the tracks. Those were haunted because a lot of people get, unfortunately, unalived around train tracks and stuff. So I used to go there all the time. I was always like interested because I was seeing these apparitions of things. I had talked to deceased beings and entities and all kind of stuff like that, so I was always kind of drawn to it. So I'd go to places like that, and then at one point in time, I think I was almost an adult. I was an older teenager. I went to Sloss Fright Furnace in Birmingham, and that was it used to be Sloss Furnace, and it still is, but they did some kind of metal or something. Birmingham does a lot of iron, so they do a lot of metal work, and but a lot of people passed away at Sloss Furnace before they had like OSHA standards and stuff to keep people safe. So that's a notoriously haunted location. I didn't really experience too much paranormal activity because they were running a haunted house, and they do that every year. So basically there was just this really cool sideshow, and it was like a freak show, and it was just people that would go up there and like hammer nails into their nostrils and like do all this crazy weird stuff, and it was so much fun to watch. And I dressed up I forgot about that. I dressed up as Slash from Guns N' Roses. I had my leather jacket. I had a Harley Davidson leather jacket, and I had the big afro, and I had a top hat on top of it, and I was Slash from Guns N' Roses. Loved that. I had the time of my life being Slash. But yeah, so my grandma's house was haunted. I seen a lot of haunted locations and stuff when I was a kid. But everywhere you go, there's hauntings. Everywhere you go, especially in Utah. Utah's like got some stuff going on here. Pretty much every place I've been in Utah, I've seen something or something's been active. A lot of residual hauntings, so I guess there's been a lot of like energy, probably a lot because the churches and stuff like that. Whenever you got a state that's got a lot of religion, those places usually have a lot more hauntings, like residual activities from events that have taken place. Especially if you have places where indigenous lands were heavily populated before before colonization took place and they came over and started shooing people off their own dadgum land and stealing land from people and not knowing how to work it and stuff like that. Fun fact, if you go over to my community section, it tells you about Las Vegas and what that used to be and why it was called Las Vegas. Or no, I think I told you about Los Angeles. Las Vegas means the meadows, and it was named that by early Spanish explorers who came over and called it Las Vegas because it was an oasis, and there was like fruitful trees and water and like life there, and like it was a valuable stopping point for people who were exploring. So that's why they called it Las Vegas, the meadows. So that way any travelers that was going through would have that as a rest point. It was very important because they could find water there. But then it got paved over and they covered over natural water systems and used pump systems to pump water into the city that they were building. So shame on y'all for doing that. But anyways, I forget why I said that. Oh, heavily haunted locations. Usually that's because the land has been disturbed and people have committed atrocities, and a lot of that energy gets saved here. It gets stored here. Water stores memory just like a CD would, and so do other things. But yeah, anyway, so I've been to a lot of haunted places, seen a lot of haunted things. There's a lot of places that are haunted. There's ghosts around you all the time. There's spiritual activity around you all the time. You know, you can only see, I think it's like, 1% or 3% of the visual spectrum because you have human eyes. So that means like 98, 99% of the stuff that you can't see around you that's going on. Like there's spirits around you all the time. Like all the time. So you're just not aware of it. Okay, and then our last question, what is your favorite trick or treating memory? Since I don't have a ton of memories from my youth, I do have a lot of memories trick or treating with my kids, and I think my favorite trick or treating memory, there was this guy, and he was my mom's friend, and he was a real good-hearted dude. And he was always very protective of my mother when she was younger, and he loved her and cared about her a lot. But my mama was wild, and she was concerned with, DRUGSs and other things that she was concerned with. And she was having a really hard time. She just wasn't very grounded. And so she was running around being buck wild, but he always tried to keep her safe, and he was a real good dude, and he watched out after me when I was a kid. And then when I had kids, he was coming around and helping watch after my kids, just being there, doing Christmas things for them. So we called him Uncle Dennis, and I just absolutely adore him. I love him so much, and I hadn't talked to him for a minute. I hope he's doing all right. He's getting up there in age. But Dennis used to come by with like a fat sack of crystals. If y'all don't know what crystals are, that's Alabama's version of White Castle. And they bring us them little tiny sandwiches. And oh my God, them things are gut grenades, but they're good. I'm telling you that, they're good. And so he'd come by and do some things for the kids. And he came up and picked us up and took us down to Irondale, where I grew up, and we went trick-or-treating with the kids in my hometown. And that was a really fun memory because we were living in a different town, and he made sure all the kids had costumes that year. And he took us down there, and they just had a heyday wandering the streets, that I grew up on. And so that was a really cool memory, and I really love that. I love going trick-or-treating with my kids. I can't wait to go trick-or-treating with them this year. Yes, they're teenagers, and I don't give a hoot. I don't care if you're 5, I don't care if you're 25, I don't care if you're 45. If you want to go trick-or-treating, go trick-or-treating, and anybody that whines about it can just put a sock in it, because nobody cares. There's a lot worse stuff you could be running around out there doing than going trick-or-treating. I mean, come on, everybody ought to be able to have a little bit of fun. So, but anyway, I love trick-or-treating, love Halloween. I think it's great. So yeah, if y'all want to participate in this hashtag, I believe we're just doing like hashtag Halloween tag or hashtag Halloween questions. I'm not sure, but either way, I asked Karla what we was putting. So when she tells me and I post this video, I'm probably going to post it tomorrow. Today's the 23rd. Well, now it's the 24th because it's past midnight, but I'll be posting it later today because I got to edit and everything. And once I post this video, the hashtag that you can use if you want to participate will be in the title or in the description box. Probably be in the title, the description box, and a pinned comment, because I've been liking doing that. Everybody, genuinely looks in different areas for things. So if y'all want to participate, like I said earlier, I'll have the questions down in the description box and in a pinned comment in the comment section. So I'd love to hear your answers to this as well, and I hope you guys participate, and I hope y'all have a wonderful, happy, and safe Halloween. And I love watching y'all's videos. Y'all are doing some awesome stuff with y'all's Halloween videos. It's been so much fun to see y'all's babies dressing up and all this stuff for Halloween, and y'all dressing up. Karla cracked me up, and that dadgum dog nose and her kid coming over there and squeezing on it. That cracked me up. So, but anyway, I love y'all guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to the questions. Like I said, I hope you guys participate. Run down there into the comment section where you'll find a list of the questions for yourself if you'd like to participate. Let me know some of your spooky, scary moments in the comment section below. While you're down there, don't forget to like this video. Share it with your dolly friends so they can come over and participate in the shenanigans over here at Rainbow's Reborn Nursery. And if you hadn't already, what the heck are you doing? Subscribe. Subscribe. Hey! And ding that notification bell so it can annoy the piss out of you every time we make a new video. Until next time on Rainbow's Reborn Nursery, y'all don't forget to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and pour from a full cup that Baby Sinclair filled up yourself. Oh, bye! Your glasses is falling off, son.